everybody, and welcome. How are you today? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. So, Foodie Beauty did an apartment reveal yet again, showing all the different changes that have been made to the apartment since the last time we saw it. Not a whole lot has changed. There's been some hosh posh mishmash decorating, and I had some thoughts about the apartment reveal. Plus, I want to show you guys some stuff that I found on Twitter and also go over a clip from a channel called Accountable Clips that has to do with Foodie Beauty and her time in Kuwait and how, ooh, she better watch it. She might be in trouble. Yeah. So we're going to do that. I don't know how long this react is going to be, but we're here for what we're here for. So where do we start first? Okay, let me just pull up all of the Twitter stuff because I like my Twitter stuff, doggone it. All right, so let's see. There's my Twitter. For anybody who's on Twitter, you can find me there, Wild Girl Sarah. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so let's start with this. This is from Pagan Wolf Witches. This is a beautiful picture. I'm into photography. You guys know that. And I love this picture from Pagan Wolf Witches saying, just love this. And you can imagine ascending them and seeing what's on the other side. I don't know if this is an actual picture of an actual place or something that you created, Pagan Wolf Witch, but this is gorgeous. I would, if this is a real place, I would love to just walk through that forest. I would be taking all kinds of pictures everywhere and just enjoying the feeling of being in nature because that's what I do. I like being in nature. I love going on hikes. I would love to just do a hike in the mountains or the desert or anywhere where nature is because nature is always cool. And I especially love the whole ethereal, fairy, enchanted forest thing with this picture. Love it. Love it. Okay, this is from B&S saying the shelter made a rule that these siblings had to be adopted together because they weren't inseparable. They sleep like this every night. Aw, look at the babies. Yeah, sometimes animals are adopted together. They grew up together, and so they should be kept together. It's just less stressful when they get adopted out if they have their buddy with them, and they feel more comforted that way. So beautiful animals, beautiful kitties. And I don't know what breed this cat is. I know that's like a ginger, but the patterns on this cat are amazing. Absolutely amazing. What an unusual pattern for a cat. Is that like an ocelot? Beautiful patterns regardless. Okay, so this is from Katie. Excuse me for a second. I just gotta, pardon me. My phone just went off with a text message. Sorry about that. Okay, this is from Katie, saying something about keeping a Quran next to a dirty pile of cluttered junk just doesn't seem right to me. No, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. So anybody who's following Foodie Beauty knows that Ramadan is coming up, and it's a very sacred uh, tradition over with the Muslim people. And I have seen stands for holy books and the Qurans being offered everywhere. So why doesn't she have one someplace where she can put the Quran and it will be stay nice and clean? But just putting the Quran right next to your on your bed table where there's all kinds of stuff stacked and burning candles, no, just no. And I have a question about this picture. Look, I know they have a very small house, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a small apartment or a small room. But when you have a small place, you have to get creative and you have to take advantage of the space that you have. So, one of the smartest things you can do when you have a small apartment is go up. You build upward, you stack things, and you do it in a neat way to where you are creating space where there normally isn't any. So, like all of this stuff here on this bedside table, if they've got money for new rugs and full-size refrigerator and things like that, why not buy a small shelf and put it on the wall and put these things up on a shelf to where they're out of the way and make everything look cleaner and be cleaner? That there's no need for all this stuff here. It's just too much. Why not put everything on a shelf or get like a big shelf and put it somewhere in the room to where you can put everything there and it's out of the way? It looks too busy. It looks way too busy. Too many things going on here. Okay, this is from Hidden Truths. Foodie Beauty, why would Chantal stand behind a curtain if Salah had male friends over when she said before no one knows where they live when they were fighting with Allah? So there's a lie here. So yeah, like who's coming over to the apartment, Foodie? Who's coming over? I mean, everybody already knows that Salah does not live there. I mean, I saw the apartment reveal. I didn't get a sense that the place was decorated or set up for two people. I got more of a sense that it was just for you. And the things that belonged to Salah, they were just kind of staged to make it seem like he was there. But why would you need a curtain? Even if you've got somebody, say, delivering pizza or delivering food, and Salah was there, you don't have to have a curtain for that. You can just walk out of the room. There's no need to have a curtain. We all know that there's no parties going on at your place. There's no get-togethers going on at your place. Not to be rude, but let's just say it for what it is. You're someone that you don't believe in bathing yourself. You don't believe in being clean. So if you're someone and you do not make a point to be clean, whatever space you're in, it's going to smell bad. Like that aroma is going to get everywhere. Hence why you keep burning the candles and the diffusers, trying to cover up the stench rather than solve the problem that's causing it. So why would anybody want to be in a space that does not smell very good, especially a small apartment where you're not even opening a window to let fresh air in? A small space, it holds on to aromas of any kind. You're not opening the window to let the air in. So we all know no one is spending any great deal of time there but you. This is from Miss Mary Cab MC. She says, I think it's a great idea to store cloth pot holders directly on your stove burners. Again, when you're in a small space, find ways to make everything look and feel and be cohesive and useful and workable rather than staging things to look like a house. Foodie, my dear, darling, can we talk? Um, is there anything stopping you from putting up hooks on the wall to hang up the pot holders to where you can easily get to them? And also, can we talk about this, uh, the spice rack? Ma'am, um, if you wanted a spice rack, there are spice racks that hang up on a wall, like above your stove or beside your stove, where they would be easier to get to and they would be out of the way and they would not be in the way of pots and pans and all that. Just where they are is kind of a fire hazard because it's made of wood. Wood catches fire. Did nobody ever teach you this in school? Wood catches fire. There are 4 electric burners. The heat will cause them to burn. So why is that there? Again, get a shelf, put it somewhere in the house. Everything that's on that stove can go on a shelf, either on the wall or somewhere in the room. Maximize the space, build up if you have to. And another thing, because there's always another thing, couple of things. So everybody sees Foodie Beauty and they see the oven. Foodie, there's not enough space for you to open the oven if you have to use it. You would have to stand to the side to open the oven all the way up. So how are you going to do that? Also, another consideration, Because you wear an abaya and the sleeves are rather loose, if you've got things like, say, this spice rack and these pots and everything all the way back here, you go to reach across the burner, you can easily catch yourself on fire. If you guys want my honest opinion about this whole setup, it feels very staged. This is the oven and the stove of a person who does not cook. Okay. This is the oven and the stove of somebody who clearly does not use the stove or the oven. That's why they're stacking stuff on top of it that really doesn't belong there. Anybody uses the stove and the oven, are you going to put like a bowl of fruit there? Are you going to put your spice rack there? No, because you use the oven, you know that those things are going to be in the way. And the pot holders here, is there a reason why you can't find a way to put magnets on them and hang them up here on your refrigerator? I mean, you can put stuff right here or even right here. Maximize the space. It's a thing. Okay, this is from No Cats, No Life. This kitty's like, don't touch my food. Mine. Get your own. That little guy's already asserting dominance over the other cats. Like, mine. I eat first. When I'm done, you can have some. This is from Lucky Lola. She says, because heaven forbid the Uber Eats delivery guy catches a glance of Chantal's super sexy body as she waddles down the 4-foot long hallway. Yeah, so they have a long hallway. If somebody's at the door, they're not going to come directly in the house to deliver food. They're going to stay at the door. So why do you need a long curtain? You could just like walk a couple of steps down the hallway and whoever's at the front door is not going to see you. This is from Katie. Very informative post, Katie, saying cleanliness is half of Imam. Keeping a clean home in self is important, extremely important in Islam. But as always, Chantal is just picking and choosing what aspects of Islam are the most convenient and beneficial to her at the present moment. She doesn't actually give a darn. So I'm going to read this, guys, to you. Cleanliness in Islam. How do we know that cleanliness is very important in Islam? Wants us to always be clean and tidy. We know this because it is encouraged in the Holy Quran many times. Truly, Allah loves those who turn to Him constantly, and He loves those who keep themselves pure and clean. We also know that Prophet Muhammad practiced cleanliness of self and surrounding to a great extent, and even said cleanliness is part of our religion. What should we keep clean? Our body. We must bathe at least once a day, and we must do wudu before our prayers. We should also wash and dry ourselves properly every time we use the toilet, and remember to wash and clean our hands. Our hair. We should wash our hair at least once a day and always keep the hair brushed and neat. Our teeth. We must brush our teeth at least twice a day, morning and before bedtime. Prophet Muhammad encouraged brushing the teeth every time before doing wudu. This shows how important oral hygiene is and that we must really make a habit of properly brushing our teeth to keep ourselves healthy and presentable. Our nails. We know how easily germs spread from our very own hands to our bodies, as well as to other people. All sorts of diseases, including worms, can enter our bodies through our feet. In addition to routine hand washing and bathing, we must maintain cleanliness of the fingernails and toenails. Scrub your nails daily and trim them at least once a week. Friday is a very special day for us. How about taking some time every Friday to trim our nails? Our clothes. Cleaning our bodies and then putting on dirty clothes really makes no sense. The Holy Quran and the Prophet Muhammad urges us to always wear clean clothes and be particularly careful to make sure our clothes are clean when using the toilet. Our mind. A Muslim should always have a clean and pure mind and heart. We must respect others and help others in need. We must do good deeds and avoid what has forbidden. Praying and fasting helps Muslims to remember Allah and cleanse our bodies and minds. Our surroundings. If our surroundings environment is dirty, we will end up getting dirty too. We should keep our rooms, our homes, our schools, our neighborhood, our roads, our parks, our islands, and our oceans clean. We should always dispose of garbage in dustbins. We should not litter even little things like a bottle cap or a candy wrapper. As good Muslims, we must respect Allah and His creations. Keeping the environment clean keeps the plants, animals, and us happy and healthy. Cleanliness and prayers. We must be particularly clean and nicely dressed before we stand before Allah for our prayers. We should do our wudu and make sure our body and clothes are clean and neat. We should also clear our minds of any bad thoughts. We should also make sure the place where we pray is clean and neat. We get so many reminders on keeping our body, clothes, surroundings, and our mind clean and tidy every day through the prayers. Cleanliness is really important in Islam. So that's a very, very, very informative post, Katie. Thank you for putting that on Twitter. So cleanliness in Islam, it's the Muslim people, is very, very important. Very important. And I just read all of that stuff to you guys. And do you think Chantal subscribes to any and all of that? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She has never been, nor will she ever be, all about that life of oral hygiene, body hygiene, none of that. None of it. Okay, this is from Miss Milk Tea. Milk Tea says, official news is that the crescent moon wasn't sighted, so Ramadan will begin on Thursday, 23rd. Just a PSA, because I know people will be watching Chantal closely, so that means in 2 days, Ramadan starts for her. This is from Hidden Truths. Hidden Truths says, Foodie Beauty, he locks his stuff away. So if his clothes are in the closet with a lock on it, she's living out of her suitcase. That's very weird. Salah and Chantal are supposed to be married. So if you are a married man to your wife, why do you have a closet where your stuff is locked away? That almost points in the direction of, I don't trust my wife. Why are you married to someone you don't trust, Salah? Why are you locking your stuff away? I don't get that. I don't get that. This is a comment from Chantal saying, hi, I realize some people are wondering where Salah's things are. Besides the gaming items, his personal items such as his watches and colognes and clothes are usually in the brown wardrobe in the video with the lock on it. There was also storage in the entertainment unit under the TV. Yeah, but why is he locking it up? His watches, his colognes, his clothes, he's locking that stuff up. That's a I don't trust you kind of move. So even if you guys aren't married, why is he locking his stuff away from you, Chantal? What does he think you're gonna do to his stuff? Mary Beth Wiley says, it brings me joy that Foodie Beauty is this sweaty standing in her own home. Yeah, and you know what the most hilarious part is, Mary? Not only is it going to be summer in Kuwait very, very soon, and the temperatures are going to reach over 100 degrees. But one thing I know about living in small apartments, I know this from experience, whenever you use something like a stove or an oven, it will heat up your house, and this one cannot stand heat. So there she is. She's not cooking anything on the stove. She's not cooking anything in the oven. Her face is already sweaty. Can you imagine Chantal trying to cook in that place? She's gonna roast like a chicken. This is from Miss Anthropo, Lulu. She says, Chantal forgot to mention the toilet's been replaced since the renovation. Wonder what on earth could have possibly happened to a toilet. Yeah, I wonder. Did you break the toilet, Foodie? Did you, girl, did you break the toilet? Why did the toilet get replaced? What did you do to it? Foodie, what'd you do to the toilet, girl? Holy moly macaroni and cheese. You broke the toilet, didn't you? Girl, listen, I'm not fat shaming you, but whatever you did, whatever is going on, if you broke a toilet, it's time to take a look at things. You know what I'm saying? You need to look at your diet. You need to think about your health. If you're running around and you're breaking couches, you're breaking shower drains, you're breaking toilets, it's time to really look at things and evaluate yourself because that's unacceptable. This is from Taylor Vaughn. And this has to do with Natter and Dee Dee. So a while back, Natter allegedly bought Dee Dee a $6,000 necklace, which was weird to me. Like, why buy something that expensive for Dee Dee? And she only wore it for one day, and then it disappeared. So I guess now they're trying to sell the necklace. Dee Dee, why are you selling the necklace? Why can't you return it? Well, I got a theory and I'm going to toss it out there. So Natter's court case is in a couple of days. He's got a court, his trial is set, I guess, the 22nd or 23rd. Maybe selling it for money for that is my guess. Or perhaps for rugs. We have to say rugs because of YouTube monetization, code words, rugs. They need more rugs. They need more rugs. Two-tailed caperer says there isn't even an inch of room between her and the oven. If she wants to get food in or out, she has to do it from the side, which is a disaster waiting to happen. Also, no way she can reach the back burners without plopping her gun on the stove. That's the real reason they're covered. It just, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it feels staged. This is the oven, this is the stove of somebody who doesn't use it. This is the oven of somebody who does not cook. That's why all that stuff is there. If you use your stove, you're not going to put stuff on the stove like this. This is staged. This is a stove she does not use. And I don't understand the thinking of someone who doesn't like to cook, doesn't cook very often, getting a full-size stove. Why not get a smaller stove? When you have a small place, when it comes to appliances, it's wise to only get what you need. That way you can make room for other things that you need, like shelving. If you don't cook, you don't need a full-size stove. And you certainly don't need a full-size fridge either. That's just ridiculous. That's crazy. They could have gone with a smaller refrigerator and a smaller stove, and it would have been just fine. If her and Sala are going out eating at fast food joints all the time, why have these huge appliances in the house? I don't understand. Only have what you need in there. This is from DAngryScott. So yeah, this is a shot from the apartment reveal. This makes me nervous because here is the washer and dryer. Again, full size washer and dryer. They could have gone with something smaller, I'm sure, because even if Sala were staying there, you don't need a full-size washer and dryer in your house. You really don't. I mean, two people, how much laundry do you have really? But they have a full-size washer and dryer in the bathroom area, which has moisture all over the place. And then look at the wiring where there's moisture. Ugh. So DAngryScott says Foodie Beauty has this rigged up for the washer and dryer they put in an open shower area of the bathroom. Foodie implied it's safe because they have a separate switch for that power hookup. Sala set up deadly traps around the place. You know, I'm just going to say my thoughts. I think the reason why Chantal put the washer and dryer in the bathroom is because she doesn't take a shower. And that's why they're comfortable putting it in there, because it doesn't get used the way it's supposed to get used. I mean, who puts a washer and dryer in a bathroom and with all this wiring? That's just beyond dangerous. It's stupid. You feel comfortable putting these things in the bathroom when you're not taking a shower. There's no chance of the wires getting wet. So is that what's going on, Foodie? You're not bathing there? Is that why it's safe? Because there's no chance of them getting wet? Let's see. This is from Miss Mary Cab MC. Choose your favorite dungeon blank trap. Tangle a power strip extension cords for a large appliance in a wet bathroom. Hook a coal lighter in a pile of junk next to a tangle of extension cords. Fabric pot holders stored directly on stove burners. Trip hazard rug. Yeah, so Foodie has trouble walking, or so she says. So there's all kinds of hazards here. All kinds of hazards. So there's the close-up shot of. Nope, that's a nope for me. And this is also a no. Okay, all these are no's to me. I'm bothered so much by the aesthetics. I am bothered so much by everything piled everywhere. My mind keeps screaming, shelves, shelves. She needs shelves. This is kind of cute from Fascinating. A baby wombat and a baby kangaroo love each other. Aw, they're buddies. This is from Miss Anthropo, and this is actually I guess, a screenshot from Troll Detective's video. So this is a screenshot from the restaurant video they did. And Chantal, I don't know if her mobility is going down, but it looks like Sala had to go and get the car and put it almost next to the door so she could walk out to the car. Again, Chantal, if your health is so bad that you can't walk for more than 2 minutes, it's time to really it's time to start getting healthy. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter stuff. Let's get out of there. And before we get into the apartment reveal, just something I found on a channel called Accountable Clips, and that has to do with Chantal and her stay in Kuwait, because Foodie has said she's not going back to Canada. She's also said that she has plans for her and Sala to essentially travel and do things, although with her lack of health, I don't know how she's going to do that. But she keeps swearing that her and Sala are going to be international travelers and all of that. But I just found this clip interesting, so I would like to play it. So I'm going to leave the link for the video from Accountable Clips in the description for those who want to check it out. Check out the channel. So let's play this clip from Accountable Clips. And it's not that long. Let's go.
There are ways around that. And a Kuwaiti resident, it's not a Kuwaiti resident, you need a civil ID. So, like what Salah has, you have to be registered. Usually you get a civil ID from your company, your business, or somewhere you work. You're to believe you didn't have a wedding cake. A plus. It's not a traditional wedding. Like, we just made it a legal thing and very, very basic, but it wasn't very easy to do. We had to go through some loopholes. I exposed myself, which in Canada probably wouldn't be possible.
Welcome back. I hope everyone is having a great day. I stumbled across this article while researching current Kuwait expat laws. Kuwait's cabinet has approved a new foreign residency draft law that proposes sweeping penalties against visa traders and expatriates working illegally in the country, Kuwait Times reported on Tuesday. The new law aims to clamp down on illegal practices surrounding the employment of expat workers, such as employing workers tied to a different sponsor or illicitly purchasing residency permits for workers. It increases fines and jail time for those who overstay their visa or enter the country illegally, according to the report.
And Chantal has said she's not going back to Canada. She doesn't have residency in Kuwait. I don't know if she has her civil ID. I don't know if her and Salah, they're trying to find a way to make that happen. But she talks about loopholes. She's talked about loopholes before. You guys just saw the clip. If you're doing things the legal way, why are you looking for loopholes? You look for loopholes when you can't do things the usual legal way. But I've also done some reading up on things going on in Kuwait, and Kuwait has started something new where they want to give more job opportunities to those who are citizens of Kuwait that already live there. And so a lot of people who are expats that have jobs there, they're basically losing their jobs. And here's Chantal. She's in the country. She doesn't have any skills. She doesn't have any skills. So how is she going to be able to stay in Kuwait? Is it going to be a case of Salah is just going to hide her in the apartment and keep her there as long as possible and keep her there making money, but just keep her out of public view at all times?
Visa traders who facilitate the entry of illegal expats and renew residencies or employ expats illegally will be fined between 5,000 KD, $163.34, and 10,000 KD, $32,668, and jailed for 3 years, Kuwait Times reported. The fine will be charged for every illegal expat, and the punishment will be doubled if the violator is a civil servant or if they repeat the crime within 5 years. Expat workers who pay to get a work permit or renew their residencies will be jailed for 1 year and fined 1,000 KD, $3,267, Kuwait Times said. Employers who do not pay their workers' wages will be jailed for 2 years and fined between 5,000 KD, $16,334, and 10,000 KD, $32,668. The same penalty applies for working illegally with other employers, according to the new draft law. Kuwait to reduce
You hear that, Chantal? You and Salah over there looking for loopholes. That doesn't sound like you're doing things the legal way, ma'am. It really, really doesn't. You put yourself in a position where you don't want to go back to Canada. You've got nothing in Canada you're going back for. You're trying to say that everything in Kuwait is better and I'm not going back to Canada, but you may not have a choice. They do not play over there in Kuwait.
Expats with new residency law within months, officials. Employers must inform authorities if their expat employees leave them or if their residency is cancelled and they do not leave the country, the new law stipulates. Those in violation will be fined between 600 KD, $1,960, and 2,000 KD, $6,533. A 10-year residency should be granted to foreign investors, foreigners who own real estate, foreign women divorced from their Kuwaiti husbands and have children, and husbands and children of Kuwaiti women, according to Kuwait Times. The new draft law comes as Kuwait's government and National Assembly are nearing the approval of short-term and long-term measures to cut the country's number of expats by as many as 360,000 workers.
And Chantal, listen, these expats that are losing their jobs in Kuwait right now because of the new policy put in place for those who are citizens of Kuwait, that they're trying to make sure that they have jobs and they have job opportunities. Again, you're not going over there with skills. You're not going over there with degrees and you're trained in certain skills that would be helpful to the country. You're just there on a visitor visa. So if those who are highly skilled that were doing like respectable jobs, like if they are being kicked out of Kuwait, if they're losing their jobs because of that, because of the new policy, what chance do you have of staying in Kuwait? Really, what chance do you have?
The government's plan reportedly calls for deporting 120,000 illegal workers and 150,000 expats over the age of 60, which includes employees, dependents, or those suffering from chronic disease.
That's another thing. I've also heard that in order to stay in Kuwait, you have to be good health. And we all know that Chantal does not have good health. Let's go over what we already know about Chantal. She's talked about having blood clots in her lungs, pulmonary embolisms that she's supposed to be on blood thinners for. She has a liver that is 3 times the size of what it should be. She also has non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. She's got diabetes. I mean, she's got all kinds of health problems. I don't think she'd pass any kind of physical. So what's the plan, Chantal? Are you planning on just overstaying your visa and thinking you're going to get away with that? That can be pretty severe if you do.
The plan also includes deporting 90,000 marginal and poorly educated laborers. Does anyone think this will apply to Chantal? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. I'll be back with another video as soon as I can.
I researched what that guy said yesterday. In order to get married by law, both of you would need a Kuwaiti resident card. Actually, be a peasant. There are ways around that. And a Kuwaiti resident, it's not a Kuwaiti resident, you need a civil ID.
You know what, Chantal? If you are in a country and they have laws and they have policies and there's a way to do things, the best thing you can do is to follow the law, to respect the people, respect the culture, respect the country, not try to find ways around things. Because finding ways around things can lead to jail time. It could lead to fines. It could lead to all kinds of bad things happening. You are an adult woman. You are not a child where you can get away with something and the punishment is not going to be severe. You are an adult now. You're going to be held accountable. So thinking that you're smarter than the system, thinking that you can outsmart the system, it's going to be disastrous for you. But you know what? I love that for you, because you're the kind of person that you do not learn easily. You do not learn lightly. You strike me as the kind of person that you got to get hit hard. And I don't mean in a physical way. You just strike me as the kind of person that you're just hard-headed and you're stubborn and you refuse to learn. So life has to come around and be really severe with you for you to finally get it. So I don't know what the plan is with you and Salah, but he may be trying to keep you there as long as possible and get as much out of you as possible before things reach a boiling point and you have to part ways. But trying to find loopholes and ways around things, you know, you might be in over your head.
So, like what Salah has, you have to be registered. Usually you get a civil ID from your company, your business, or somewhere you work. You're to believe you didn't have a wedding cake.
Even if you have a civil ID, again, you don't have any skills. You're not highly skilled in something. So they're not going to value you as someone to keep in Kuwait. Especially with your bad health, if you become a burden on the system somehow, yeah, it's not going to look good.
It's not a traditional wedding. Like, we just made it a legal thing.
Okay, so that was from Accountable Clips. Thank you for making this video, Accountable Clips, and I will leave a link for the video in the description of this video. If you guys want to check out Accountable Clips, check out the videos, subscribe to the channel, you're free to do so. So let's just cut that off and go to the actual apartment review. And anymore, when Chantal does clips for her channel or the Salah and Chantal channel, notice that they're not even 9 minutes long. There's a reason for that, because if you want to monetize a video, it has to be at least 8 minutes long. So here's Chantal doing the bare basic minimum to monetize something, to make a little bit of money off of it. She made promises to people on her channel. She said when she went to Kuwait that she would make more interesting content, better content. She goes, oh, it's going to be so different now. It's going to be so much better. This is not better, Chantal. This is not going to keep people interested. You're doing the bare basic minimum. And maybe that's because your health is so bad, you can't do much. And I have to wonder, I have to seriously wonder, what is the plan? Is the plan that you're going to cater to the feedy people and the feedy fetish, and you're going to get yourself bedbound, and Saul is just going to keep things going by bringing you food? But are you trying to deliberately put yourself in a position where you can't do anything, and so Saul is going to be doing everything for you? Because if that's the plan, if that's the thought in your head, let me tell you why that is a bad plan. Because Sala is not a trained, registered medical nurse. I'm sure he has no idea how to take care of somebody who is super morbidly obese, who is bedbound. When there is somebody who is confined to their bed, you have to wash them. You have to look out for skin infections. You have to feed them. You have to, if need be, there has to be a bedpan. Is he going to be changing your bedpan? Is there going to be a bedpan available for you to, use the bathroom? There's so many things you have to do. Like, much respect to anyone who is a doctor or a nurse, because there's a lot of training that goes into that, a lot of patience, a lot of hard work and labor. Much love to all the doctors and nurses putting in the hours and taking care of people. But is Sala going to be there to take care of you? Does he know what to do if you become bedbound, to take care of you to where it doesn't lead to skin infections or bed sores or anything like that? I don't think he's going to have the patience. He certainly doesn't have the training. So is your plan to get yourself in a position where you're bedbound and he's going to be running around doing everything for you? Bad idea if that is your plan, Chantal, because if you might become bedbound and he might get overwhelmed with it all and say, screw you, and I'm out of here, and leave you as you are. Also, one further thought before we get into the apartment reveal, and this is just a side separate thought. The iPhone that Chantal recently got that she said was hers, I honestly don't think that's hers. I think she got that for Sala, because we all know she's a Samsung girl. She loves her filters. I think that iPhone was for Sala, and she just simply said it was for her. We all know her history of buying iPhones for men in her life. For some reason, they like iPhones, but she doesn't. So I'm thinking the iPhone was actually for Sala. Maybe he wanted it. Maybe that was just a gift that she wanted to give him to keep him around doing things for her. But the feeling that I have is it's not her phone. It's his phone. Maybe he's trying to get the most out of Chantal before all of this stuff just falls apart. He's getting the most expensive things out of her. Anyway, so those are my thoughts. So let's get into the actual apartment review. Okay. And again, this video will not take long, so let's just get into it. Oh Lord, she's got the, nope, we're not doing the copyrighted music, Chantal. We're not doing that today. So there's the reveal. Okay, already I've got some thoughts. So you decorated the apartment, Chantal. Good for you. Is there a reason why you could not put something over this window? Like a curtain or a piece of fabric or something? Because that just looks ugly. That is such an eyesore. Is there a reason why you couldn't put some kind of fabric or curtain over the window? Clearly, this is not a window that you're opening. So since you're not going to open the window, why not just put something over it to make it look nicer? So there's his gaming station and the TV. We have the stars. And the curtain that's blocking the hallway. Not quite sure why she needs it there. Not quite sure why she needs it there. More stars. Are we done with the music yet? Hold on.
Everybody, Ramadan Kareem, ينعاد عليكم إن شاء الله بالصحة والسلامة. Actually, guys, I've been working on this apartment since Chantal was in Canada, you know. I did my best, and I hope you guys...
You know, listen, I'm not crapping on anybody who has a small apartment. If it's your home and you're happy with it, fantastic. But it's a small apartment, Salah. Small apartments do not take that long to set up. And if that's a place that you and Chantal had before, I saw the apartment reveal. Not much else was done with it. Not from the time that we saw the apartment at first to you guys moving into the new apartment which you guys are in. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's not much changes from the last time we saw it.
You guys like it. Welcome.
All right, so among the upgrades, we added some pictures, some artwork on the wall here. This is a traditional home style from Damascus, Syria region. My husband is Syrian, in case those of you who don't know. We have a new fancy clock. We have another painting with a nice scene, seaside scene. Those of you who were wondering, we do have central air system here. It is very necessary to have air conditioning in Kuwait in the summer. We also added some lights for Ramadans and decorations.
I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. I'm just giving my honest thoughts. The decoration of this house, it just feels like they picked up whatever they could to fancy the place up. There was really no thought in making everything cohesive and aesthetically pleasing. It just feels like they went to the store and picked up whatever was there and just put it all together into the house. Like, oh, here's a painting. Oh, here's a clock. Let's get that. That's the feeling that I'm getting from the apartment. Like, it wasn't a case of we're a couple living together. Let's really style this place up and bring everything together and make everything aesthetically pleasing to where it feels like a home for the both of us.
It really makes a relaxing ambiance.
And this says...
Don't you dare use the word ambiance. I hate that already. No, there's no ambiance here. If there is, it's chaotic ambiance.
Subhanallah, MashaAllah, Tabarakallah, Wallahu Akbar.
Okay, Salah, you failed because you didn't explain what that was for. Is it a prayer? Like you showed us what was on the plaque, but you did not explain it, sir. I would like to know what it's for. What does it represent?
Here we have this organization area. Actually, it's really convenient. We can put our wedding rings here, wallet, keys.
Y'all hear that? And you know what? Since I've got it blown up, look back here. Look back here. Is that one of the rings? I can't tell if that's a ring or a coin. But did y'all just catch that? This is where we put our wedding rings. Why are you taking your rings off? What? You're a married couple. Why do you have to take off your wedding rings and put them away? I don't understand that. I understand that you have to clean yourself for wudu, but you clean yourself and then you put your rings back on. So why are you taking your rings off?
change, phone, everything. It comes with a cup holder, really neat. And we have the gaming laptop here. And this is the whole.
I am absolutely disturbed by something. Let me tell you what. We've got this diffuser right here, okay? You've got all of these different sprays and stuff all around. Again, I don't know if Chantal did this to kind of stage to make it look prettier, but why all these sprays, Chantal? I mean, if these are like your body sprays and all that, why wouldn't they be in your room? Why are they around his laptop? I can't. Oh, it's driving me nuts. These, if they are your body sprays, if this is what you did to make yourself smell good, they don't belong here. They belong either in the bathroom or in your room. They don't belong next to his laptop. This is supposed to be his battle station, right? Like his gaming area. So what in the world are they doing over here? Why? Why are they there? These belong in your room. If these spray bottles are basically stuff that you use to make the room smell good, so we've got the diffuser, we've got these sprays that could be for her or they could be for the room. We got this thing right here that looks like another diffuser. There's just an abundance of products that don't need to be there. Like it's a small room. Why do you need this super huge diffuser? These room sprays or body sprays, this thing right here, these things right here. Why? Right around his computer. Right around it. Absolutely not.
Gaming station.
With the shisha.
And we've got the shisha right here. By the way, Sala, can we talk, sir? Can we talk? You, Mr. Pro Gamer over there, can we talk? Listen, you should know this as a gamer. You do not smoke around your electronics, sir. Absolutely not. You've got a laptop. Those things are delicate anyway. You know, there's a fan underneath your laptop, and that sucks in air to keep the computer cool. And you're smoking tobacco. That can get inside your electronics and gunk them up. I know someone that he did not have a laptop. He had like a desktop PC with a tower, and he was a heavy smoker. We're talking at least a pack a day. He had a small space, and he smoked right next to his tower. And that tobacco gunk got into his machine and ruined it. Expensive, stupid mistake, but it happened. And here you are with the shisha pipe. I hope you're not smoking the shisha right next to here, even if you were right over here on the couch, because the couch is right here. That's still too close. Shouldn't be smoking next to your electronics, sir.
And of course, the Beezer signature scent, Rose Vanilla. Hello, come on back. First, this partition here, this curtain was put up, and it's actually really convenient because it allows extra privacy. So if Salah wants to have his friends over, his male friends, they can socialize in here, and I can do my thing in the kitchen or in the room. Also, if we order things, then we can just go like this, so I don't have to full hijab. Come on back. So here we have our bathroom shoes together.
I'm bothered by that carpet already. That carpet is too busy. And again, like Chantal, I can tell that you're someone that you're not really a homebody. You are, but you aren't. You like staying alone in a space, but you don't really have that sense of creating a peaceful, cohesive, aesthetic environment that all works together, because your place is just a hodgepodge of like whatever you could find. You got all these different patterns and everything, and it's just it's that the carpet is so loud, it's just I gotta plug my ears. It doesn't work. The color scheme's not working for me. Nope.
And the bathroom is kind of the same, except we have the washer and dryer stacked here. We have a separate switch we have to turn on in order to activate the electric. The shower does not reach back there, however.
And you know what? If Chantal is living there by herself, which a lot of people have said, what do you need a full-size washer and dryer for? Why do you need that? If you're living by yourself, and especially if you're a person that you are not about keeping clean, you're not about washing your clothes and doing laundry, why do you need a full-size washer and dryer? The fact that she's got the washer and dryer in the bathroom, that suggests to me that not many showers are taken in that room. I mean, because it would be dangerous if she did. Especially with all the wires exposed. I mean, there's nothing covering up these wires. There's nothing to make sure that they don't get wet. I would hope that if you're going to do this, if you're going to put a washer and dryer in a room like this, that you've got something set up to where those wires are covered, they're not exposed, there's no chance of them getting wet. Maybe put something like a shower curtain or something on them, like wrap them up somehow, conceal them somehow to where it keeps the moisture off.
And this is a water filter.
When you have a smaller space, you have to kind of stack things and make do with the space you have. So I think Salah did an amazing job.
Here we have,
I think he did a sucky job at it. I mean, exposed wires everywhere.
a whole bunch of water, because here in Kuwait, you cannot drink the tap water. So we just have a lot of water because pretty much and I drink a lot of water. I drink at least 2 of these a day.
You could be drinking a lot more water, Chantal. You drink more soda than you do water. Water would do good for you because it is a desert climate and that will suck the moisture right out of you. And especially if you're wearing thick, heavy clothing, that's going to make you overheat more. But you suck down the sodas more so than the water.
Here, Salah had this electric installed. It's to operate the stove. And this is for the hot water tank. All right, now for my kitchen, guys. So when I was away, Salah got a new cooker, oven, stove combination. I just put these on here to cover the.
You know, like I said, they could just construct a shelf or put a shelf up beside the stove. Take all of those containers of spice, put them up on a shelf where she could easily get to them rather than have this spice rack sitting directly on the stove. Likewise, they could also hang up the pot holders. They don't need to be like that.
The elements. Clean pot, but I keep it on the stove.
Are you guys like take a look at her sleeves. See how they dangle down like that? That's such a fire hazard.
Just somewhere to store it. My spice rack, and I traded the candy for some fruit, mangoes and oranges. This is our full-size refrigerator.
Again, why? Why a full-size refrigerator when you don't even cook? And do you need that in a place where if you start to cook using the stove, it's going to heat the place up? Just get a smaller refrigerator. It only makes sense. Get a smaller refrigerator, and then maybe by doing that, maybe a smaller stove, and you would have room to put the washer and dryer in near the hallway area and get it out of the bathroom where it's going to be a fire hazard.
And here I have a bunch of kitchen items. I just stacked them all in here. And so I have utensils, my chopper, my 3-in-1, and some popcorn, some grains and pastas and things, and some canned items down here. We have an old shisha there. And we have the garbage bin. This is my sink. And the dishes, these are all clean. And I just have some food items up here, mostly tea, honey, my collagen, and my vitamins for my hair growth, a juice jug, a thermos, and some halwa.
Can she reach that shelf? It looks like it's really high up. I'm 5'4". Chantal is less than 5 feet tall. And tall shelves are a problem for us short people. That's why we need like stools and stuff. Can she reach that shelf?
Cutting board. And I have this rice cooker.
Okay, so we've got this really tall shelf and we've got this stuff right there in front of it. How are you reaching up to that shelf, Chantal?
Where all of this is clean. It's just stacked up here for, you know, lack of where to put it. So, but the rice cooker, a serving tray, and this heats up shisha coals.
I'm so bothered by all that mess. I want to put it on a shelf somewhere.
And we have the air fryer, and we have the shisha supplies, the coals, and the flavor tobacco here.
Like wait. Why is the tobacco in the kitchen? Why is it in the kitchen? Why does it need to be in the kitchen? That's not something you cook. Why can't it be in the bedroom somewhere? I don't get it.
And here I have the microwave. All right, and here is the bedroom. We just have some clothes hanging up here. I put my abayas, my prayer gown. This is my new prayer gown, by the way. Hijab built in. Also, if you notice, this was in our living room before. We put this in the bedroom, and we got a new carpet, this carpet here. And here we have the entertainment center. We have our router and our couples channel up, of course. Please feel free to subscribe and join if you so choose. We plan on doing a lot of positive content and traveling in the future, inshallah.
Yeah, I'd like to see you do that, Chantal. Listen, not trying to be negative Nancy yet again, but if you're having trouble moving around, if you can't walk for more than a couple of minutes, how are you going to travel? Where are you going to travel to? Right now, it's still winter. It's getting warmer over in Kuwait. Even if you're not in Kuwait, wherever you go, it's going to be deep summer. You have a problem with high temperatures. And wearing the abaya and wearing the hijab, it's going to make you heat up even faster. So where are you going to travel in the world to where it's going to be cool enough where you can actually go outside? And if you can barely walk, like how is that going to work?
We have a prayer rug here, and the abode of my chubby hamster, Howie or Harry.
So why is the hamster in the cage? Why can't you let him out to roam around the little pig pen, playpen type area? Let him get some exercise.
He is unfortunate.
And excuse me, wait a minute. Y'all see this? Look at the amount of bedding in there. That's entirely too much. I'm looking. Is this supposed to be his water container? How is he able to get to it if there's all this stuff in front of it? Chantal, you should never put so much bedding in a cage to where an animal can't get to their water and their food. That's entirely too much bedding. Entirely too much. I mean, you've got toys in there, which is fine, but you've got all this stuff. Like, how can the hamster move in there?
Gently sleeping. I will insert a little clip here of him earlier, if you like, when he was awake.
Okay, now I see what's going on. There's like a lower level, but still, it looks so cramped. Oh, and she's got the stupid music on. Let's get rid of that. But I feel so bad for the hamster. Hamsters are very active animals. They like to run around. There's not, even if there was nothing else in this cage, there was no lower level and all this stuff. How can he run around and get his exercise? Okay, this is the bed. Hold on.
Wardrobe. This is my mirror here where I get ready. and have some things hanging from it. My travel items, my purse and CPAP under here.
And the Quran sitting there right next to all that stuff. And again, all these products that should be put on a shelf or put away somewhere. Why are they out like that? Why? Some of this stuff should be near the bathroom area.
And of course, the Quran, which I have been reading. This is translated, and yeah, I'm really enjoying. I at least even try to read 1 page a day, especially in preparation for my first Ramadan. Alhamdulillah. And my makeup here. These magnets and this little plate of pins and things. If you're a hijabi, you will know what I mean. And I love here that this bed has this rest. You can put your glasses and earphones or whatever else on there.
All right, guys, that's the end of the
You know, I have to wonder, where do you have the CPAP machine plugged into? Because you need that to breathe at night, Chantal. Where do you put that?
tour. And for those people who celebrate Ramadan, I wish you good health and peace.
This is actually going to be my first Ramadan, and I'm super excited to be celebrating it here in the Middle East with my husband.
And I will support you as much as I can, baby.
Oh, you're the sweetest. And I want to say about our apartment.
Question, why are there so many jump cuts? You guys are talking. Why are there so many jump cuts here?
I know it's small, and we really make good use of the space.
No, you don't. I mean, as far as grading you on good use of the space, I give you 2 thumbs down, because there's a lot of stuff stacked in there, a lot of fire hazard areas. There's that rug that you could trip on. There's exposed wires. You got a full-size stove in there when you don't even cook, Chantal. You can't even open the oven door and have space for yourself. You've got a full-size fridge when you don't need it. You got a full-size washer and dryer when you don't even do laundry. So thumbs down on just looking at your space and saying to yourself, what is needed and what isn't needed. You went overboard with certain things when you shouldn't have, when you could have scaled back and made everything more cohesive, workable, and make more sense.
And we love it. It's very cozy, and it's all that we need for the 2 of us. Very easy to clean up, and I love the upgrades. When I came home from Canada and I was so tired, I came in, and all of the hard work that Salah did, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate it, because I could tell you did it with love and to make it more comfortable for me here.
You would say
You know, she's acting like he did everything, but let's be real, Chantal, you paid for all of that stuff. And again, it doesn't make sense to me. It screams, I want full-size anemones when I don't need them. A full-size stove when you don't cook and you and Sala are constantly eating out. Full-size refrigerator when you don't need it. You could have gone with a smaller refrigerator. Full-size washer and dryer, again, when you don't need it. Unless you and Sala are doing laundry for other people, you know, and that would warrant you having like big loads of laundry. You don't need all that.
it, baby, and you're worth more than this.
Oh, you're so sweet. I
Oh, stop it, you two. We know you guys aren't together for real.
love you.
I love you too.
All right, guys. So we hope you enjoyed sharing our home with us. And until the next video, we'll see you later.
We hope you enjoyed, guys. Thank you
I didn't enjoy it, but thanks for being considerate.
for watching, and goodbye.
Okay, so that was the apartment reveal. What do you say after all that? What do you say? Just a haphazard job of decorating the place. Things in the apartment taking up a lot of room that they really didn't need. Try to stage the place to make it look like he's there when he's not there. I mean, what do you say? What do you say? It feels like a lot of things were gotten for her. It wasn't about we are a couple and we are both going to each other as partners and considering each other's needs and wants and tastes. And the apartment is a reflection of both. It's a reflection of her and her wanting a full-size washer and dryer, a full-size refrigerator, a full-size stove. You know, that was all Chantal. Like, oh, I have to have these things rather than I need these things and I'm going to use these things. So that's it for my react. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here today with me and have a good one. Bye-bye.